So I've been using the Z editor for quite a while now, and I now prefer it over VS Code. And it's going to be my sort of editor that I use in the labs, and effectively my IDE with things. So there are other editors still installed, so you can use VS Code. NVim and Vim are also installed. We've also got full IDEs like PyCharm, CLion, and Rider, which is ideal for using with Unreal Engine and any C# projects. The thing with Z is it's very sort of familiar than VS Code, but it tends to be less bloated. It seems a lot faster, and I must say remote workflows are really good. It also has AI integrations, which I'll demonstrate in a little while. Built in, most languages that we need are supported. So Python, JSON, Rust, Go, C, C++, C Sharp, Java, and Markdown. There's no plugins that we need to install to add extra stuff, which again, it just makes life a little easier when we're doing things. Has built-in Python support, including a Python debugger. Again, there'll be a future lecture lab session on using the Python debugger, so I will upload that material when, but the documentation is pretty good and it's fairly good. Again, I've set it up so that you can install it directly from the AppsEar tool. So when you run AppsEar, it will just do it for you. So if I just run AppsEar, you again only need to do it once. So it will click on the button once, it will do it. After that, when it updates, it will automatically update for you. I don't know why AppsEar has not run there. Is it hidden somewhere? Not really open. Oh well. So yes, it'll automatically update the editor for you as well with all the latest versions and things like that. Now I have some useful features. Again, just keep things all in one place, which can make life a lot easier. So for example, there is a built-in terminal to this. We can just press Control Backtip, so top left, and you can see it opens the terminal in the current folder that we've opened. We can then do Shift Escape to make it go full screen. So again, it's really useful in the labs that you can, when you're teaching or just doing stuff, you can keep it all open in one big area like that. I find that works well. My screen has decided to flash for some reason because I'm remote in. So that works really well. You'll notice here there's a number of different panels. So it has built-in project panel here. It has full Git integrations, so we can add and do all of our Git commits and everything else there, and publish. So again, that's really useful. Outlines of functions and things like that. When you go to different files, it picks them all up. So if we were to add more functions in here, we can, def A, def B, like that, and so on. So you can see it adds it all in here. It just makes life a little bit easier, and as you see, it's incredibly quick when we're working. There is the ability to set up collab and sharing. I haven't explored that too much yet, but I will look through it all. Now, it also has a plugin ecosystem, so we can go through, we can select themes, we've got extensions that we can also add in here. By default, I add the following extensions on my build. So I've got the rough for Python, TY for Python, Codebook Spell Checker I find invaluable because my spelling's terrible. I add default TOML support because we're using a lot of pyproject.tomls, and the grammar checker is very useful as well, I find. So those are my sort of default go-to ones. Now, one of the other great things is, what I've got here is, this is on my Mac now. So this is me on my Mac, and I'm remotely connected, as you can see here, to the same machine that you can see for the Linux there. So I use this quite a lot for doing sort of remote projects, and you can just do the same sort of stuff when you're testing non-GUI projects and things like that. And as you can see, I'm running it on the Linux machine, but everything's coming back through here. I can go in here now, and I can flesh out this. something along those lines like that. And as I save that, if I go back to the Linux machine now, you should see that that's been updated there, and it's been updated there. So again, as I say, remote working works very well. The other thing it has well is it has built-in access to Copilot and various other LLMs. If you have your own keys and things like that, you can use them. There is limited free support for Claude that comes with Z. You get a minimal amount of things a month, which is worth doing it. Students can get free access to Copilot. Again, that's quite useful. What we've also got in the labs is we've built it so that we've got access to Alarma. So what I've done here is we have Alarma serve. What that will do is it will start the Alarma command line server here, and if we go through here and do Alarma list, I've downloaded a couple of LLMs that we can use locally on the machine. Now this is never going to be as fast as going off to the cloud and using the big server farms, but it gives us a way of experimenting and trying some of these models and so on. So what we can do in here is we can go through into the panel here, and we can search for, so if we go here we can select a model, we search for Alarma, and you can now see these are the two Alarma ones that are installed here, and I can choose that model, update the model because something's updated there. And now with the DevStraw, I can say, write me a Python function to take two floats and calculate min, max, and medium. Something like that, something silly. If you click on the button there, you click on the file there, and at the moment you can see we've got this ask. We can go into full write mode, and in theory it may take some time because obviously we're using a local agent. What it will do is it will analyze the file, it will go off and run it and do these bits and pieces for you. As I say, because we're running this locally, it's most probably going to be a bit too slow just because of the GPU power and everything else that's required to do this. If we were to do the same, I will stop that now because it is a bit too slow. But if we ask it to do it with Copilot, which is my I get from my GitHub thing there. Let's take the same thing there. Put it in. Oops, put it in there. Oh, come on. Take that. Copy it. Take that. Paste it. And run that, and hopefully, and if we do that, it's analysing the file, it's going through, generating the code for us and doing that. And has it added it in there? No. Normally it'll add it in there as well, but for some reason it's not picked it up in the project, so we just paste that, put it in there and do it. So this is useful. Again, have a look through all the different examples and things like that. You'll see how it works. Again, with the Python debugger, I'll do a full tutorial on Python debugging in Z as well. But I recommend giving it a try. I've found it to be one of the best editors I've used in a long time, far better than VS Code for the sort of work I'm doing.